Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Romali here with the off-season edition of the Hurricane Outlook and discussion for December 24th, 2021, recorded on 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Merry Christmas Eve to everybody, and hope all is going well for you and your family back at home. All is well here. Sorry for the absence. Of course, you can tell that we have a new microphone set up, and we have a lot of good things coming for the new year, and some which we'll talk about over the next upcoming weeks. So jumping straight into everything, taking a wide look across the tropical Atlantic this afternoon, all is pretty quiet as you would expect for the 24th of December. Have a pretty potent upper level system that is now moving across into the central Atlantic here. This actually brought some severe weather to portions of the south across parts of Florida over the last several days, and did bring some snow showers to the north. And this is all kind of combined with this upper level system here digging in. So some pretty active weather across portions of the north today with some snow showers. And of course, this brought some severe weather to Florida a few days ago. But now, kind of looking out ahead, not much is going on. We do have a little bit of a disturbance right here across the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. Maybe some rain, some snow showers up north. Nothing really significant. Not really expecting any significant severe weather or winter weather to come of that, at least as of this second. So looking ahead here, this is the look at the sea surface temperature anomaly map updated as of yesterday. It's been a while since we've taken a look at this here. But we can see that looking ahead for our players in the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, we do have a very potent La Nina right now. Again, these anomaly temperatures are roughly right around about -1 to -2 degrees Celsius below the long-term average. So we are firmly in a La Nina pattern, and this is likely to persist for the next several months. Now, there is some discrepancies in the models in terms of whether or not we go for a second dip or whether we start to actually climb across this region and begin to really strengthen these numbers and increase the anomalies and increase the temperature down here and head towards a warm neutral by the peak of next year's hurricane season. Of course, that is still, several months away, but these are the players that we can start looking towards at this point to really kind of determine what, if anything, might actually be occurring at that particular time. So again, right now, we'll continue to monitor the situation, but we are firmly in a La Nina. Here you have the PDO pattern right here. And again, this will likely have some, fluctuations from time to time. Generally speaking, though, it is below the long-term average. And again, this plays into La Nina as well in a La Nina type background environment. So if we start to see this really cool off over the next several months, we know that we could be dealing with another La Nina pattern. And mostly across the tropical Atlantic, sea surface temperature anomalies are relatively warm. Again, hurricane season ended less than a month ago, officially. So we wouldn't really expect these sea surface temperatures to be significantly cooler. But they are starting to cool down. You can start to see some pockets over towards Africa where they are starting to cool down as these waves come off from the United States and North America, and they roll across over here to the continent of Africa and over across there. So it is something that we'll continue to monitor over time, but again, nothing really substantial at this particular point. What is interesting to note, though, however, is the warmth in the Gulf of Mexico. This has been fueling some pretty active severe weather over the past several months. We can see anomaly temperatures here are well above average, and I think this has a large part in because we had a very quiet end to the hurricane season, and we didn't really have a lot going on in the Gulf of Mexico. And as a result of that, those sea surface temperatures are very warm still. And in fact, we jump to the actual sea surface temperature map. This is updated as of yesterday. This is in degrees Celsius. We notice this huge surge of sea surface temperatures that are over 30 Celsius. I mean, or over about 27 Celsius. You can see the max here is about 28.2. So we're starting to get up there in those very high numbers. And again, this is fueling this moisture flux that rushes northward as you get these, the wind flow coming out of the south, pumping these dew points and all the moisture northward. And this has contributed to unprecedentedly warm temperatures and the fact that we are getting some pretty significant severe weather, even as far north as Iowa and Minnesota just a few days ago. And I think a large part of that is this warmth here that's in the Gulf of Mexico and unprecedentedly warm. Again, the anomalies here running roughly about 2.5 to 3 degrees Celsius above the long-term average, and that is going to play a huge role. We also have some very warm temperatures compared to average across most of the Gulf Stream here, and this might help to fuel the potential for some pretty significant coastal and winter storms later into January and February. So looking ahead right now, this is the GFS, again, the 12Z run, valid for 2 p.m. this afternoon. What's going on across the United States right now? Well, we have a very active wet pattern across most of the desert Southwest and California. We notice that here's a cutoff low right here that is retrograding, and we also, again, are dealing with this atmospheric river pumping in all this moisture across portions of California, the Sierra Nevadas mountain range, across the desert Southwest. We have a ton of places getting rain, and of course the higher elevations, even in Colorado, getting a ton of snow. And we'll kind of look forward out in time. Again, here's this system across portions of the Midwest and the Ohio Valley right now, ejecting northward. Some rain here on the back side of this, mostly a warm event for there, and some cooler air will begin to filter in though sometime just after Christmas Day. This is on the 26th at 2 p.m. Again, you can kind of see this 540 decameter line, so this is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And again, you can kind of see maybe the potential for some snow showers back here on the south side coming off some of the lakes there. And then we have another system that will begin to set up potentially later in the week. We'll have to watch this for any potential of severe weather. Again, here's a 991 surface low rapidly moving off towards the north and east here. So there will be some dynamic support here for the potential of severe weather across this area. Now we'll have to watch this again. There will be a trailing cold front behind it. Seems like a trailing cold front here, probably wrapped up somewhere back in here, and a surface warm front lifting northward, something along those lines there, just a rough estimate. So we'll be watching this again. This would place most of this area in a fairly decent warm sector. So if you could get any surface-based instability at that time, and we can actually take a look at that. If you have any surface-based instability, which it doesn't really look like there will be, but if there is any that is able to come up here, you might be dealing with the potential of a severe weather event. You can see not really watching the potential for any major severe weather events over the next several weeks or so, according to the GFS. Just doesn't really look like that's going to be happening at that point. But we will be watching, of course. We will have some more interesting weather events that will be shaping up across time. But nothing really major on the horizon at this point, according to the GFS. The European forecast, again, on its 0Z run is pretty similar. We might have a cold shock coming down within the next 5 days or so. But generally speaking, we have a lot of ridging going on here by the end of the forecast period. Have a major trough over here across the East Coast and another trough out here. Followed by more ridging way out here. That's just kind of the pattern that we're in, and we'll see if any of this cold air that is locked up across the Canadian prairies and across really the whole entire north there, even into Alaska, if that can really dip south. If that is able to happen, if we get any of these high amplitude troughs that kind of dig in and bring a lot of cold air with it, we might be dealing with some cold air outbreaks down across here. It is pretty cool in Florida today compared to Florida standards, but not too bad overall. Again, I am on Twitter at MikeRemaley1, REMALEY 1, of course. We actually were chasing some severe weather events across Florida the other day. Got in some gusty winds. And you can see there was a tornado there. So if you guys are interested in checking out my Twitter, of course, the link will be down in the description down below. You guys can go follow me on there. That is the most prominent place where you will get constant updates on ongoing weather situations across the United States and, of course, across Florida. All right. So with that being said, hope you have a great rest of your afternoon, evening. Of course, I am Michael O'Malley. I'll talk to you guys again some more in a few days. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.